When my husband came along, I don't want to say disagreed, but he helped me see the better way. And he's like, Amy, you need to be the mother, but you need to also let them learn to live on their own, learn to, if there's conflict, when Jillian had conflict with her father, I wanted to be here. I wanted to be the one that she could run to and, and stay. And my husband's like, but then you are enabling her to not face conflict.
There are times when he needs to be challenged about his behavior or his language or something, and I'm just kind of done. I'm too tired, and I don't challenge him at that minute. I maybe take the easy way out and think, I'm going to speak to him about that later. It's one of those things where sometimes that's a good idea, and sometimes you're like, what you just said or did was not okay, and you need to nip it in the bud. And sometimes I let those moments pass, which I think, is hurtful, because there's sometimes you have to be strong in those moments, and some of those moments pass me by.
I think a little training from my job or the Marine Corps, I don't have a lot of patience sometimes, in that I'm kind of trained in an ask. I'll ask you to do something, and then I'm going to tell you to do something, and then I'm going to make you do something. So unfortunately, the make it is yelling, and I'll yell at the kids a little bit too much, too fast sometimes. But the problem with it is when you don't do a follow-up with that. This is my frustration. This is why I'm yelling. This is why you got to do this. But yelling is probably the biggest thing the biggest hindrance or damaging to our relationship.
When we're trying to explain something or just have a conversation with them or something, we kind of talk at them and not really talk to them and get the feedback we like to have from them, because by the time we've talked at them, they've kind of shut down and they don't want to answer back because they're scared of, maybe we're going to yell at them, or maybe they'll get in trouble, for speaking their mind, because we've spoken at them so much and they've kind of closed down.
That's been one of my challenges in dealing with kids, that I get angry too quickly, and so working on that and doing better with that has been a big improvement, or has allowed for a more even keeled relationship, and I think that they appreciate that a lot more, and so we have a better relationship for that.
When I've come home from school or something, and I sit down I flop on my bed, and I'm either pulling up like YouTube to watch something, or maybe like watching a show, or I go to listen to some music, just kind of like to unwind for maybe like a half hour before I do homework. And my mom just like walks in, and she's like, okay, you're gonna do this. And I'm like, okay, start the music. And I hear her mouth moving again, or I see her mouth moving again. So I stop it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, what? And okay. And then I go back to it and just like end this. And it goes on for like 10 minutes. And it's like, can you go? Can you tell me this after I'm like relaxed and everything?
Like, I know that, I was supposed to do it, but she just always wants to be right. So she just always like, she lectures me on it for an hour when she could just be like, okay, because she just needs to tell me. She's like, okay, clean the bathroom, and then I'll clean it. But I sometimes like I forget. So like all she needs to really do is like tell me what to do, and then I'll do it. She doesn't need to be like, I can't believe you didn't do it. Like blah, 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 blah. Like all she needs to do is really like remind me.
I keep telling them that I'm not doing that, what they're assuming that I did. I'm telling them that I'm not doing that, but no matter how many times I say I'm not doing it, they just go back to doing it anyway. They go back to saying that I'm doing something that I know I'm not doing.
Another thing is when they say no to something that I want, but they don't really give me a reason. And I'm sure they have a reason, it's just they don't really give it to me, and that's kind of bothersome because I don't really know. And like if I ask for a reason, then I'm pestering. So, I just kind of have to drop it.
Something that could have a negative result would be if I wasn't respectful. Respect is kind of a big thing, and she gives me a lot of freedom and lets me do what I want, but if I wasn't respectful or if I was ungrateful, then I think that would probably be a big thing. Also, if we didn't really talk that much, that might make us not as close, and so that probably wouldn't have a good effect because not a lot of good could come from that.